Everybody, and welcome to, I guess this is an AI and design system thing. This is really just to show off what the folks at South Left just did with the relaunch of southleft.com. And just at first glance, it looks like a pretty standard site. In fact, it doesn't really look design-wise that much different from the other site because it's using the same design system. So the color palette, the typography, a lot of that stuff is the same. But I think some of the cooler parts that were built into it are how much it's leaning into its design system, and then some of the more interactive features about it that allow users to interact with the site too. So it's like, let's make marketing sites and agency sites fun again. I know there's a lot of movement towards motion and animation and a lot of interesting scroll things, but all that's great. The purpose of this site, I think what they were doing was to say, what we do is AI and design systems, and we want the copy and the content on the site to reflect that. But we also want a way for users to be able to actually interact with the tokens that we have on our site and mess around with some of the things that that are part of the infrastructure of the site. So there's this fun little thing where you can like kind of apply this to the full site and see like, oh, look what I made. That's great. But what I like is like you can go an extra step deeper and you can go into this like skip the sliders that were up there, describe the vibe that you want. So in here you can kind of like type whatever you want. Up here we also have this little icon where you can click the button, and then you could say like children's coloring book, and then you can derive it. And then what this actually does behind the scenes is it replaces the values of the tokens that's running the site. So it's a DTCG aligned JSON token set. And no matter what, deterministically, you cannot generate an inaccessible theme. So every color palette is always checked against WCAG AA before it's allowed out. So that's one of the main stipulations of doing this. So now we have a children's coloring book vibe, which is kind of cool. So then like you can refresh this and browse the whole site, and everything kind of stays in this like children's coloring book vibe. You can change it to a dark coloring book vibe and browse it like that. So yeah, that was kind of neat. So if we change it from that, we can actually go to something like Blade Runner. Like I'm assuming this is going to give me some kind of like futuristic style, or yeah, so there we go. So here's some cool typography, the neat color, grid background, some cool borders. I think this kind of fits the Blade Runner vibe. That's big. That's up there like that. But then maybe what's some other playful things that we can do? We can say something like, I don't know, how about Harry Potter style? And then see what we get when we do this. And really, like the choices are endless because it is AI behind this that's replacing the values. So the AI is picking the colors, it's picking the typography, and it's the one that's saying, I think this is the color palette and the typography that should match. And then you can actually go all the way to the bottom in the footer, and it even changes the type here, which is great. So in the footer, we expose the JSON, so you can actually look at the JSON model that we're working with, and these are the values and how it's been set up. So anyway, I encourage everyone to take a look at it, play with it, have fun with it, generate your own crazy themes, take pictures of it, share it. I'm curious to see in the comments what you come up with. We've done some pretty wild things. I like some, like you could do your standard brutalist or minimalist or futuristic or something like that, but I'd love to see some like just really wild out there things. But I hope you like it. But thanks.